Yo, what's up guys, it's Spectrum Reviews back with a brand new video review. This time I'm bringing you something that I'm very excited to bring you. We're doing a Spider-Man Far From Home video review. So this is fresh out of my mind, right? Just saw the movie like not even 15 minutes ago. Okay, so I'm going to do no spoilers and then I'm going to do spoilers. So once I tell you that I'm going to do spoilers, click off this video if you have not seen the movie yet and you don't want it to be spoiled. Sorry, there was something on the desk. Anyway, so this movie has a lot of funny moments, and I'd say 99% of all the funny moments were funny to me and the rest of the audience. Very well written into the script, and the dialogue was nice and stuff like that. You got a lot of good hearty moments. You got a lot of Tony Stark memoriam going on, which is really nice. Spoilers if you haven't seen Endgame, but I assume you already have, either online or in the theater. So yeah, the action was great. It was a lot better than Homecoming. Homecoming was lacking in the department of action, in my personal opinion. CGI was great. Some of it was a little spotty, but most of it was pretty alright, you know. Wouldn't say it was necessarily outshining any other Spider-Man film in terms of CGI and stuff like that. Just the way it is, just my opinion. And, yeah. So, sorry about that. I have rabbits in here. But, yeah. This movie surprised me a lot. Had a lot of, you know, unexpected moments. And I think that's all I can really say without spoiling the movie. Since this is a one take, and I'm not really gonna rehearse anything. I don't like to do that when I do reviews. I like to do it straight from the heart and, you know, from the brain. I don't like to sound good or anything like that. Like, I don't really care about that. I care about doing it in an authentic manner, so you guys get an idea of my actual opinion. Yeah. Now on to spoilers. This is where the review is going to be more fluid and stuff like that, because I can actually tell you what I saw. So there's a couple of new suits in this film. Obviously, you know, they were shown in the trailers. You got the stealth suit, and you got the new I'm gonna call it custom tech suit. You know, it's red and black, paying homage to the Superior Spider-Man / I don't remember what the other suit's called, but I know they're pretty much the exact same, other than the spider design on them. Sorry, I'm not that much of a Spider-Man geek. I don't really know all the suits' names. I know probably 90% of them, but, you know, nice Easter eggs. So, also the stealth suit, obviously it's the noir suit, but a stealth suit, so there you go. Let's talk about the villains in this movie. There's not really villains, but there are villains in this movie. So in the trailers, it's advertised as this movie is going to focus on elementals, and you know, obviously it's predicted that Quentin Beck is evil, and I'm going to say right now he is evil. It's funny how this looks like Quentin Beck's suit also. Cool. Anyway, yeah, so Quentin's evil. You got all the, you know, all the elementals, all the holograms, the projectors, stuff like that, which is all him, right? That's his plan, you know. But the cool thing about this movie, though, the way it does it, is like, so it's explaining the elementals. It gives them a little origin, right? But not really an origin. It's more just like, hey, these are what these things are. And in your head, it's like, well, the MCU really wouldn't exposit a villain's origin like that. They would more so explain it through nice scenery and good dialogue and stuff like that. But it's also like, they wouldn't not do this trope, though. It's Disney, you know? So, like, they're here to make money. And they're just really good at making good movies while they're here to make money. So you got that little thing in the back of your mind. So it's like, okay, are these really the villains of the movie? Or like, you know, is Quentin actually gonna... Because obviously the MCU is it's an interpretation of the comics, right? So it's nothing's ever 100%. You can't really always predict everything, but it was a really nice twist, and it was well it was well earned when they showed that Quentin was the actual villain, because they built him up so much. Like you actually, it's like a Spider-Man 2 situation sort of, except Quentin has been evil the whole time, and he doesn't just turn, because he messes up his neurological makeup. So yeah, there's a lot of Spider-Man trilogy homage in here, which I love. You know what I mean? I love the Spider-Man trilogy. I love all the Spider-Man films, no matter what. Whether they may be great or decent, like TASM 2. Like, I don't think TASM 2 is really that bad of a film, but I get why people don't like it as much as someone like me would. So yeah, you just a lot of Spider-Man 2 moments specifically too. You got Peter's struggle between being Peter and Spider-Man, and I'm not gonna say they copied Sam Raimi or Sony. Well, I mean, Sony made the film, but like, I'm not gonna say that they copied Sam Raimi in any way, shape, or form. Because obviously a young kid, he had the struggles in the first movie, right? Because he was like, I gotta get away from prom, I gotta go, fight Vulture and his goons and stuff like that. So, they kind of rehashed the same thing, but they made it more like Spider-Man 2, which I really, really enjoyed. You also, I don't know, the movie was just great, man. Like, this movie is definitely better than Homecoming, and Homecoming is not a bad film, it's a great film, but the action is just so lacking in that movie, and they stepped it up in this movie, dude. The imaging and the directing is just so good. It's like Zack Snyder level, and I'm not saying that Zack Snyder, I got a Spidey shirt on, by the way. Peep that shit, TASM 2. I'm not saying that Zack's the best director on the planet, but like, John Watts is definitely improving. Like, I love how, so we have people like driving and stuff like that. You got Spidey in the background just shooting webs and like, being architectural, which is really great. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, if you don't look, you're not gonna see it, type stuff, which is really nice. And the spider webbing in this movie, the way it was used was just so intelligent. It was like, dude, that is so Spider-Man. It reminded me a lot of the Amazing Spider-Man films with the way that he used his webbing for like half of his saving or whatever, like his attempts. But he succeeded, so it's like, it's not an attempt, it's like his action, I guess. I don't know what you would call it, but it was really nice how they sort of played off of that a little bit more. And it's nice to see all the it's nice to see the movie taking from the best stuff from all the old films and just mashing it in here. But it doesn't feel forced, though. It doesn't feel forced. It doesn't feel convoluted. It just meshes together so well because it's a part of the action, right? You can do anything with the action. You know what I mean? All you gotta do is you just gotta play off the villain and what you do with the villain first. And the webbing, it's just so great, man. Peter was so smart about all of it. And John Watts, he's a man for the job, man. He made me feel like I was watching a Spider-Man movie, dude. And there were a couple of moments that were like the game too, like the Marvel Spider-Man video game on PS4, which I love. There was even a dive bomb, and it was like revolving around Spider-Man's face, dude. Like, that was just so good. And then there's a scene where he's swinging, and then you're sort of following him, but like it's not as stable as the game because it's a movie. You know what I mean? You got to make it different from a game. But dude, it's just so cool to see all this awesome Spider-Man like action and these angles and stuff just going into a movie. It's so cool, man. And then the part where the Night Monkey thing was hilarious. I love that. Love how Nick and Peter are like, yeah, dude, you need a suit. Or need a new suit because people figure out that, you're Spider-Man. They will, because you have that same suit that was in Washington, D.C., I believe, it's where the Washington Monument is. I don't really know much about history or anything like that, but yeah. So there's that as well, which is really smart. There's just so much about this movie, dude. It's so great. Happy and May are dating, but like their relationship isn't really touched on. It's sort of like a side thing to keep the runtime going, I assume. But it doesn't, dude. Nothing about this movie feels forced or like it doesn't belong there, which is so good. Like, and Jake Gyllenhaal was great as Quentin Beck. He acted the hell out of that role. Like, there's not really much range to a dude who's like hiding his instability while pretending to be a good guy, but. He drew a couple of tears from me. I didn't really cry, but I teared up, to his performance. And, yeah, he really sold it. So, I mean, he was great. Everyone else was great. Obviously, Jake Batalon, yeah, that's his name. Jake Batalon. You got Tom Holland, which is always great, dude. Tom can act, and so can Zendaya, man. I don't really know her real name, but Zendaya, you know what I mean? She was definitely really good in this film too. I like Peter and MJ's relationship. I like how it's touched on, and just it develops naturally. It feels so natural, dude. You know, and she figures out he's Spider-Man, which is adorable, right? You got all that stuff. Trying to think here. And yeah, they kind of make out, but like it's only a couple of smooches, really. Now that's like the one part of the movie that I didn't like, was when she smooched him, then they smooched twice, and they sort of started kissing. Like, that felt slightly forced, right? But at the same time, if they've liked each other for a while, I understand it. But kind of feel like it should just, I don't know. It's hard to say. But yeah, I mean, and then obviously Flash he's not as dickish in this movie. He doesn't really get the chance to be as douchey as he was in Homecoming. And yeah. And there's one thing that I'm not going to spoil about this film at all. Which is, dude, oh my god, it's not even an Easter egg. It's fan service, dude. Like, that's what the MCU is. It's fan service, right? But oh my god, the post-credit scene, you have to go see this movie. You have to. You absolutely, dude, bro, tickets are less than $7 on IMAX. Go see it. Please, I didn't see it in IMAX, sadly, because I tried to see it yesterday. Spent $16, right? Tire blew out 10 minutes from the theater, man. 10 minutes it blew out. And we missed the movie. And it was closed when we got there, because I was trying to catch it, like, the last showing. I thought it was 10:45, but that was a different IMAX location. And just, so hectic, man. But yeah, go see this movie, please. $8 a ticket. I recommend 2D if you want to go cheap, because like 3D, it hurts my eyes personally. It hurts my girlfriend's eyes too. So like, if you like 3D, that's your thing. You have the money, go do it. You know what I mean? Like, this movie would be great in 3D, I think. But I'm always fine in 2D. I'm gonna get this on Blu-ray after one viewing. Right? I'm getting it on Blu-ray. I'm pre-ordering it as soon as I can. I freaking love this movie, dude. It's the best Spider-Man movie made, in my personal opinion. Definitely rivals and tops Spider-Man 2. Like, Spider-Man 2 was great, but the action in this movie and the way, it's a lot like Spider-Man 2, right? So it's like, it's fair to compare them. I just feel like it's better. Tom is Spider-Man. Like, Tobey did a great job. I'm never gonna knock Tobey's performance. But Tom is Spider-Man. He embodies the character and what it's all about. He embodies his struggle. He embodies the grieving of Tony Stark. He carries it all so well, and he's just an actor. It's so hard to believe that he's not actually, like, obviously it's hard, it's easy to believe that he's not Spider-Man, but it's hard to believe that he's not going through these things. He just sells it. He sells it so well. He is the next RDJ. Like, seriously, I hope they make 4 Spider-Man films, not just 3. I want 4. I don't need 5. I just want 4, because I want that MJ relationship with Peter to go somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, because obviously in the third one, they're going to do the same thing that they did for the first 2. They're going to focus on the struggle of the hero and not their relationship, because no one's going to watch, oh, Peter and MJ, whatever. They're not going to watch that. They're going to watch Spider-Man. So, I don't know. Rating, 8.5. Simply because of the CG being a little spotty and a couple cliche lines here and there. Not a lot, though. A lot of the dialogue's pretty original, not really rehashed. A couple of rehashed ideas, though. So, but it's a superhero movie, so like 8.5. Definitely. Go see it. Really good film. Best Spider-Man film in my opinion. And yeah, this is Spectrum Movies, and I'm rolling out. I'll see you guys later. Peace!